stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on two separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
All right, we're live now. What's going on, everybody? You know who
What's
it is.
up?
DJ Woo Pig doing a little live stream with the fellas tonight. This is all put together by DJ Barr. Everybody knows him, of Barr Entertainment. We also got DJ J Book. You should follow him on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Everybody knows DJ Rick Webb, Fusion Sound and
What's
Lights.
up?
Sitting in studio with him is Eric Massengale of Dow Oak Events. Also, Automate Your DJ Event Planner. Super dope service if you haven't subscribed to it already. I actually use it. I paid for it. He didn't have to tell me that it's great, but it's awesome. And we also got Brandon Havrilla out of the tri-state area with Red Max Events. He's doing some dope stuff as well. He's also got a YouTube channel. I think all of us here have YouTube. Eric, do you have YouTube?
Not really.
Well,
he's my YouTube.
Right, but he's got a dope service. So that's everybody. Barr kind of put this together. We don't have necessarily a topic line to talk about, so we're just shooting the breeze, answering some questions and talking shop. So how's it going, fellas?
I would like to say Brandon actually put it together. He just made me assemble it.
Oh, that'll work.
I passed all the hard work.
Yeah. Brandon was like,
we should do a hangout. Reach out to
yeah. Brandon, that's literally what Brandon said. He was like, how about you hit up Woo Pig and Rick and we'll go live. And I'm like, okay, I'm on.
And then Woo Pig was like, I got it. I'll figure it out.
And then I put him on a group chat and I was like, so who wants to do this? And Woo Pig kind of took over. So I passed on the work to Woo Pig. Passed down from Brandon.
Yeah, I left the office and I was like, man, I don't want it to look like shit when we get on here. So I came home, hopped on Photoshop, did a 5-second thumbnail, which actually doesn't look half bad.
It looks pretty good.
It looks really good.
Not bad for 5 minutes.
I'm getting better on the Photoshop. I'm not making club flyers yet, but soon.
You don't want to make club flyers. Trust me.
Yikes!
It's not fun.
Yeah.
I used to do that, dude. It's the worst. You ever like put your heart and soul into something and then have them say, yeah, I don't like it. Then having to change it over and over and over again. And you're like, really, this is what you wanted? It's not cool.
Let's see here. Anybody, if you got questions, be sure to put them down in the chat. We're just kind of talking, but we'll also answer some questions if you have those. Of course, first questions. What's everybody's lights? I don't know if
What's everybody's life?
What's everybody's favorite lights? I don't know if that's a question that. That's more.
What's your favorite light? What's your favorite light? What's your favorite light? What's your favorite speaker?
Yikes!
All right, this is cool. So
Well,
I got
let's talk about some current events. Anyone have anything exciting going on?
Nothing crazy is going on in the world. I can't think of anything that's bothering us or taking up our time or why we're all here on a.
Nothing stressful at all.
No.
It's
I had to move around a lot of things to get here tonight. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Wednesday
Push
afternoon.
the Xbox
busy.
controller out of the way. That's it.
Dude, I looked at my EP today. I was talking with Nick Spinelli earlier, and I sent him a screenshot of my. We were trying to plan a video together, and I was like, "Yeah, here's my calendar." It's so blank, dude.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That's about how mine looks.
Yeah, I was talking on Rick Webb's Instagram earlier, and we went this past weekend. We had 6 events, and we ended up having 2 because they just didn't want to push them back. Super like high profile events, both of them expecting 300 plus guests, and between the 2 events that we had, there was a combined amount of around 80 people. So go ahead.
You've been still gigging still? You haven't stopped?
Yeah, we're not on mandatory lockdown. So if a bride doesn't want to postpone, I'm gonna try to get them to postpone for sure because I want them to have the best event. But if they don't want to, I mean that's on them. So
wait, you had 80 between both gigs?
Between both, yeah. and both of them on their questionnaire, both of them were expecting 300 plus. So I mean you take that number down automatically, you'd still say 250, but to go from 250 to 40, it's not a good look. Not a good look.
Damn,
Are you guys like mainly rescheduling, or is it a bunch of cancels?
We've been lucky. We've only had one wedding cancel. And I was talking to Rick about that earlier as well. It was a bride who also booked at Noah's, and that venue shut down, didn't give her money back. And then her wedding was actually this coming up weekend, and with all this going on, she just said, "You know what? I'll go the justice of the peace and not have to deal with it." So, because I felt bad for her, I didn't do a full refund. I just gave her half of her money back, and she said that was fair. She knew what she signed, and I think talking to all of her other vendors, they kind of gave her the same spiel. So
right.
I didn't want to be a jerk and not give her money back, but at the same time, I got to run a business.
Where are you guys at with that whole refund thing? Because I made a video. It's like no refunds, and then a lot of people were like, "Oh, you got to give them their money back." It's like crazy times, but it's like I can't cut checks to all these fucking people.
Well,
it's impossible. So where do you guys stand with that? Are you guys doing refunds? I've been doing it a case by case basis, so I haven't actually issued any refunds so far. I've just been selling, your beat. But if I get like a troubled bride, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this, just take your money back, kind of thing.
Right. Like, I mean, what we're doing, we've only had maybe like 4 or 5 couples, like cancel, and they're like, or try to reschedule, and we were like, oh, we have like every DJ booked on that date, like, can you choose another one? And they're like, no, we blah blah blah, you know what I mean? And we fought with them. We've given one refund because it was just too little money. It's just not even worth the headache, kind of thing. But typically I'm saying F you, like I'm not trying to fucking like, and until it's literally mandatory, like by law, that they can't have that event, like, you're the one canceling.
Yeah, just because you cancel, it don't put me in a bad position. And I'm kind of in the same token. Like legally, we aren't on lockdown right now. So if you want to flat out cancel, that's on you. Now I'm pushing for postponements, but at the same time, if we're busy, we can find people to cover the gig. But everybody that's saying flat out give them their money back does not know anything about business, because that's not how it works.
Right.
That's why we have contracts in place. And like with that previous bride going through one turmoil with Noah's and then a second one with this coronavirus, legally, I don't have to give her anything. We can shake hands and go our separate ways. This is a contract you signed. I'm sorry that it worked out like this. I'll give you a little bit of money back because I feel bad for you, but yeah, if somebody, if besides those circumstances, if I've got a bride for, let's say, August 18th, or not August, April 18th, that was a really hot date for us, and they just want to flat out cancel at this point, they've been paid in full, and we're not on lockdown. So if you want to cancel, I'm sorry, but you're not getting a dime back. And that's
Right.
I'm not gonna go bankrupt or go out of business because you're doing something that can be prevented.
So
Correct.
that's the tricky one though. However, when it comes to them paying you in full, because for example, your deposit is non-refundable, but chances
Right.
are your contract won't say anything else about the remaining balance.
Yeah.
So that's the tricky one because I stopped gigging March 1st. That was my last gig, and then the week after that was my birthday, so I took a club gig. And then the week after that was just the coronavirus. So
Right.
and now we're here. So I didn't have any issues. I committed to my last wedding, but I also collect my payments up front. So how are you guys working with the brides who paid you up front? That's that in between. There's like a little like no man's land because like what does your contract say about the balance?
So
Go ahead.
I'll lead off and then so in my contract I've got a clause in there. If they cancel 30 days, if it's a cancellation by the couple 30 days prior to the wedding, you get nothing back because our final balance is due 20 days prior to the event. So if you cancel at that time, if you cancel 30 days out, you haven't made your final payment. I keep your non-refundable deposit and we just go our separate ways. Now, if you cancel, if you make that payment and we're now 15 days out and you cancel, you don't get anything back. It's in the contract, kind of just written. If the client cancels 30 days prior to the event, whatever money they've paid is non-refundable at that point because there's a certain amount of annuity or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a lawyer, but I can't refill that DJ's date 15 days from now. So that's wages lost.
You can't 30 days.
Right.
Either,
Even 30 days,
I think that's nice.
oh yeah. I can't put that DJ back to work 30 days from now. So you have technically taken wages from him, which is why you don't get anything back.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
We're lucky enough to have, like, this whole time in our contract, there's the non-refundable deposit, but ours first clause is all payments made are not refundable, just straight up. And so luckily we have that. Also, if you cancel on us in a 90-day window, you owe us in full. Now we're not enforcing that. Like, obviously this craziness, we'll at least forgive your balance, and people are actually pretty appreciative of that. But we had that, Barr, you were talking about that one lady. Oh, sorry, some mic tripped out. We had this one lady, she'd paid in full. When she canceled, it really wasn't even that serious yet. I may have had a different outlook if it was today that she canceled, but it was like 2 weeks ago. And we were like, okay, well, like we'll readjust your date. We'll do the new date and transfer all funds, no fees, whatever, which is also against our contract, but whatever. That's what we're doing for people. She lost her mind. She was like, oh, we want an October Saturday. I was like, well, we can't do that. We're full, like we'll do any other date in October except for the Saturdays, literally any other date. So they came at us on Google, they came at us on Facebook, Wedding Wire, the Knot. Luckily, because we had the contract, Wedding Wire wiped all their reviews because the couple did it and then all of their friends also did it. We got 35 reviews from them. On that
note, that's why, like, when that bride canceled with me, because we're friends on Facebook and I saw that, I was like, I've got to give her back something or this can happen. And I don't even want the headache of trying to chase down bad reviews or bogus reviews. No,
Right.
no, thank you.
Right. So Exactly. I had just made a video and I said in my video I actually said I was like I'm scared of getting a bad review because I knew that was that's my first the first thing that comes into my head when somebody says I'm canceling. They're gonna say how do I get my money back? I usually respond per your contract and then I attach the contract below. Unfortunately, your contract is non-refundable if you cancel the date of your wedding. We would, however, be happy to postpone your wedding, no questions asked. And then they usually never respond to that because I send them the contract so they can see it. The issue I had was I had somebody call me and say, "Hey, I just got a bad review. How are you dealing with this? Are you issuing any refunds? Because some DJs are offering refunds." And that I got kind of thrown in the bus. I'm like, "Listen, I'm not offering any refunds. It's just I can't afford it, you know."
Right.
So my biggest thing was just like, if I have a troubled bride, I'd rather not deal with the headache because I know it's not just going to be her; it's her and her entire bridal party, all her cousins, all her uncles, they're all gonna fucking hammer me. And then like it's just gonna be a nightmare to get rid of all those bad reviews.
Well, right now, like Google My Business has shut down the ability to leave a review for this reason. You can't even leave Google reviews right now. And on Facebook, you can actually adjust your Facebook to where reviews cannot be left also. I can't remember the details of that, but it's like it's just not there's like multiple types of business Facebooks, and I think if you do it as like a community or something like that, I don't know. There's a way to have a company Facebook that is unreviewable.
Yeah.
And right now, if you get attacked, you just switch, and it'll clear all your reviews, but then you don't have any bad ones.
Because we can't be the only industry that's going through this. I'm assuming venues are probably getting hit hard too. Because
Everyone.
I'm assuming because I know for venues it's like prime dates. It's not like we have all these DJs that can fill your dates. For venues, it's like a one-shot deal kind of thing.
Right.
So I'm assuming that they're saying to these people like, "This is your new wedding date, take it or leave it." And I'm assuming that's what's happening to people. So I made an email template that I blasted to all my brides saying, "Hey, call your venues and ask them for available dates because chances are they're just gonna say, 'Here's your new wedding date, enjoy.'"
Yeah, I literally was just on the phone with our local venue, Mary, yesterday, and she is freaking out because she can't make any bride happy. All of her October days are full. All of her September Saturdays are full, and just none of them are willing to work. It seems like
when I get a client that reaches out and they're like, "Oh yeah, our new date is October 10th or whatever Saturday." I can't remember the Saturdays. I'm like, "How did you do that? How did you even do that,
dude?" I was wondering the same thing.
Is that your house or something?
I know, like
August, September, and October is like where everybody's going. I'm like, how are you pulling these off? I mean, I understand August, but how the hell are you getting a September and October dates? The thing I've been doing, I'm kind of like in Eric's boat where I some of these people I don't have DJs for, and I'm just like, shit. All right, you're good. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna assign your DJ until we start getting canceled. I kind of told them, I'm like, listen, this has never happened to me before. So you're in good hands. I'll definitely find a DJ. I have no shortage of DJs in my phone book, but I just don't want to assign anybody just like, here you go, here's your DJ. And then next thing I know, this guy's like, no, you know what? I don't want to do this or something like that. I want to take my time and reassign their DJ and figure out who makes sense for them, as opposed to just, just assigning anybody off the cuff. Like, yo, I need somebody right now. I still got time because I still got till September, which is not good, but it's also like they put me in a bad situation. We're all in a bad situation.
Yeah, most of the brides and everything that I've been dealing with have all really just been just postponed. I haven't had any cancellations or anything like that as of yet. Everybody's just kind of moving to close to like the summertime. I've got a lot of July and August that wasn't booked and stuff prior to that are booking and stuff now. So everybody's just kind of moving to that range. And then if they ask for an October one, I have to find them another DJ who's local that I can actually trust. And I have two guys here that I can actually trust, and I'm actually passing them off to who didn't have October booked so far. So I haven't had to deal with any headaches, anything like that yet. But I mean, my suggestion would just be deposits. If they've already done a deposit, they don't get it back. If they paid in full, I would work with them, give them partial, maybe set a standard and something like that for it. I don't know, a percentage that you would give them back, if they're bitching about it. But for the most part, the deposit's the only thing that's non-refundable in my eyes.
So have you guys
Same.
ever worked with a lawyer? So I had a lawyer, and whenever you work with lawyers, they're gonna read over that fucking contract like no tomorrow. I've worked with people who are lawyers, and I've worked with like brides who have like a dad that's their lawyer or whatever. And I had like this was last year. I had a bride. She like tore up my contract. She was like, "Hey, we really like you, but like your contract is full of shit. Like you're not gonna take me to court for I think her bill was like $2,200. She was like, if I give you a deposit of $800, you're not gonna take me to court for $1,400 because the judge is just gonna say, what are you doing? You're wasting my time for $1,000. I'm just gonna I'm gonna throw this out. So she was just like, remove this, remove that, and she was just like fucking up my contract, dude.
I would literally just find a new bride. I would be like, fuck it.
No, but she actually wasn't a trouble bride. You know, the event went smoothly, but she said like this won't hold up, this won't hold up, this won't hold up. So I had something similar to that, where they said like, if you cancel within 30 days, you got to pay me this shit. And then she was like, no. He was like, what, are you gonna take me to court for this? It's just not gonna happen.
Right.
Brandon, how do you handle your contract? Sorry, Eric.
No, you're good. I didn't.
So we've been, mostly in the corporate side. So the handful of weddings that I've had, they've rescheduled. But they've rescheduled to mostly Thursdays. We've only had one that's rescheduled to a Saturday.
Wow.
And I guess because our venues were all booked out, that's the only dates they had available. But in our case, all of mine have actually reached out to us before I had a chance to reach out to them. And they reached out to us and gave me like 3 dates. And they were like, hey, here are the dates the venue has available. Are you available any of these? And they were actually like working with us, which I thought was, considerate compared to some of these other cases I'm hearing where they're coming back and they're like, hey, here's our new date. Hope you're available. That kind of thing. But all our production stuff, I've only had one job that's actually fully canceled so far. And they were actually paid in full, canceled the day before because their venue shut down. And they were paid in full. We refunded out of good faith because it was an event planner we work with. We refunded about 75% of the contract. And then we kept the deposit for, to cover our costs.
That's what I agree.
One other concern, this actually just came from a lead that I had today. Brides that already had dates in September and August are stressing now about finding a DJ because of all the cancellations and postponements that are taking their dates and their DJs that they were looking at because they haven't been looking out far enough yet. So
that's their fault.
That's their fault. But
Yeah.
it's just an interesting situation this is going to get into. There's going to be a lot of DJs that have never really DJed weddings. They're going to be doing weddings. It's a great opportunity to start a wedding business, honestly.
That's a good point to capitalize off that too. As a company, any leads you have from bridal shows and stuff, just to reach back out and kind of address the current situation and say, listen, like our calendars are filling up really quick. You should, hop on board if you're looking to book, whether it's with us or another company. Just kind of throw it out there as like a good faith thing. Some of them might not even be thinking about it right now. Yeah. And then I know a lot of brides too, though, that are thinking about it because that's the only happy thing they could think of right now is a wedding that's, next year, So
are you guys still booking events? I've only booked 2 events since March 1st. I've only had 2 events. One, I was working with them prior, so it was more or less they just sent me the deposit, and then the other one was a wedding wire lead that they just booked. But are you guys still booking stuff? It's been pretty dead for me.
Yeah,
I booked 3 last week, so maybe
it's slowing down, but
it's slowing down.
I'm still booking. There was a post in one of the DJ groups the other day that someone was posting about since now's not a good time to run email campaigns or whatever. What are you guys doing? And I replied, I was like, bullshit. What do you mean now's not a good time? I was like, now's the best time. Everyone's at home. I was like, think about it. If you're at home sitting eating breakfast and you get an email from my company, you're more likely to open it at breakfast than if you're on your way to work. Everyone's at home. So I sent out an email blast about our photo booth, and I got 2 replies from companies that just booked us for their company holiday parties because they saw that email. But otherwise, they wouldn't have booked us for the holiday party till the fall.
So with that, I would say yes. Email new leads. I wouldn't email your current clients asking them for money. Like here's a deal.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that one. I'm not doing upsells right now.
Yeah.
So upsales, no, but I think to Barr's extent too, we're all small businesses and we obviously rely on deposits and payments and stuff in like the day to day. And it is another point of view that I've had someone bring up. I'm not personally doing it, but I have heard people who are emailing their current clients as more of like a payment plan thing. and explaining the situation. Hey, we're a small business. Obviously we have no events right now. Things are kind of on hold. We're looking to just keep some cash flow in the business, however you want to word it. But and kind of give them an incentive. Hey, we'll take $100 off your bill if you can pay half now or whatever.
I can't do that, dude. I saw Eric's post actually today. I love how these businesses are making it easy for me by telling me I can make online payments. That was fucking hilarious, dude. I can't do that. Like, yes, the money situation is bad right now, but I don't want to hit somebody up that just lost their job or something like that and then seem like a real dick,
Yeah. I think, keeping up with the automated emails why not? I don't see the point in not, because we're still booking, we're slowed down. Yeah. We maybe slowed down 30% of our expected how many we were going to book, like we got 20 instead of 35 kind of thing, something like that for this month. But changing the verbiage. Yeah. Like we, in our initial email, it's like, hey, check out our pricing page, whatever. We start with, due to crazy times right now, we've lowered our down payment to whatever so that, you can blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Something like that to acknowledge the issue, because you don't want to seem insensitive, but it can be just bogus, honestly. As long as you acknowledge there's an issue, I feel like brides are more appreciative at least of that.
And it's all the marketing and everything too, especially with the email, but even social media too, because I'm going to take advantage of this time in terms of social media because everyone's at home scrolling through their feeds too, and a lot of companies pull from ads as their first point of where they pull their money from, in terms of when something like this goes wrong and they have no income coming in. A lot of companies are going to turn right to their ads and take money out of Google ads and Facebook ads and stuff. So with that said, Facebook ads and Google ads, their cost per click has gone down significantly. So if you have the financial abilities to go into it and do those things now and take advantage of it, I think it's a great idea, because a lot of people are at home scrolling through their Facebook and Instagram. But like you said, I think the approach and the verbiage is very important, because it's more, for me now, it's more of like, put your stuff out there, say, hey, this is what we do. Hey, these are our photo booths, blah, blah, blah. Not, hey, book our photo booths now. Hey, add this to your package. Hey, do this. We're the best DJs, blah, blah, blah. I think it's more of just put your stuff in front of people so that they recognize it. And then it's more brand awareness for the long run than it is like a, day-to-day transaction type.
Dude, going off what Eric said, that's actually a genius idea to kind of lower your deposit and kind of acknowledge that times are crazy right now. So in order to book us, it's now only
it's just less of a commitment.
Yeah, that's genius. Because
full price.
You're still gonna get the same money. It's just gonna take longer to get to you.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting leads, but in general, my leads to closing ratio is never good, because I just here's the info. Let me know if you want to book, kind of thing. I don't do like, hey, I followed up with you or whatever. How's everything going? I don't do well with that. So in general, my lead to booking ratio sucks. But I am still doing sales calls. I still talk with people like, hey, what's going on?
Real quick, someone asked in the group a while ago, they were asking if any of us have a 9 to 5 or if we all do this full time. I think that's a cool question. What do you guys, is this all you guys do?
Full time.
9 to 5.
Yeah, I have a part time.
And are you still working that 9 to 5, Rick, or is that closed right now?
The plant officially, as of yesterday, is closed. So, I will be getting my last paycheck on the 30th, and we do not know what's going to happen after that.
Oh,
wow. What do you do, Jay? I thought you did this full time.
Well, I do, but when the peak season is over and it's just kind of dead and stuff here, which is usually about January, February, stuff like that, they usually go give me like a part time. So right now I do like U-Haul.
Oh, okay.
And I just do maybe like 20 hours or something like that a week, just something to get me over, pay a couple of bills. But now with this going on, this is absolutely crazy. So I'm still full time in it. I just try to pick up something during the downtime.
Okay, gotcha.
Not full time.
I just like double income.
Yeah.
I think this whole thing has really made people kind of judge whether or not they were ready to jump in full time or not.
It's a scary position to be in, dude.
It really is.
Without a doubt. Especially if you're not set up right.
I didn't see this coming at all.
Because I don't even, I don't DJ. I just run the other DJs. But I've put myself back in our rotation just so we can have an extra slot.
Likewise, I told my wife 2020 was the year, because we're having a baby. I said, look, I'm 9 to 5 and I'm only going to do events. So we do, production and concerts, festivals, things of that nature. And I said, I'm not DJing at all this year. But since we've had to postpone a lot of these dates and some of the DJs have had dates in their calendar that's blacked out, and because we have lost revenue on the production side of it, at this point, it's not an option. I'll go back on the weekends if I have to.
Yeah, I mean, we've rescheduled like 85, I think, so far, and we have 35 more that will happen because they happen, right up until April, and there's no May here at least is going to be completely rescheduled.
Wait, really? You guys think this is going to go until May?
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to go?
I'm pretty certain it's going to go to May.
Technically, even if the virus is over by then, the reschedules will not be over by then.
No,
because it'll be too fresh.
I've come to the conclusion June will be about the time we get back to normal.
Yeah, sometime in June.
Every day I wake up and say, at least it's over. Those are the last postponements. At least it's over. Those are the last. Dude, today I had another two. Yeah. But this week I will say all of my postponements this week have been towards next year, and I know venues did not want that to happen because that's essentially lost income.
Yeah, lost income.
Right. Well, it's all lost opportunity profit. I put two slots from now in August. It's like we were going to fill up on that date, so that's 2 we can't book now. And of course your clients don't see it that way, but whatever. I just look at, if we make it out of this alive, and I still own a fucking company, I'm gold. At this point I'm just like, my hands are up. Like, I'm gonna fight you on the refund thing, sure, but past that, let's just survive. Jesus Christ, I just want my DJs to have a job when this is over.
So what are you guys thinking? June is when we get back to gigging?
I think so.
At least
I'm thinking end of May, beginning of June.
Yeah, something like that. I agree. Yeah.
Wow.
In May, which is scary already.
Dude, I have clients in April that haven't said shit to me.
We do too. Same.
That brings up another question. Are y'all being proactive in reaching out to your brides, or are y'all just kind of waiting until they come to you?
So that's the thing. I didn't want to rock the boat because when I sent my first email, I'm like, all right, this is probably going to go until May. So let me contact my brides up till May.
Right.
Sent out that mass email. I just told them, hey, contact your venue now and try to get dates. Don't let them tell you get the dates. It was just kind of pro tips. And then it started getting until mid-May. So I'm like, all right, let me spam all my brides up till late May. And then it got till the end of May. So I spammed everybody. I didn't want to go into June. But this morning I woke up and 2 of my June weddings moved. So it's a little scary now.
Yeah, I've actually I've emailed mine and just told them, just make sure you check with your venue, make sure everything's still good, because I still have you down. I haven't changed anything on my end, but I just want to make sure we're still good on their end. And as this thing keeps progressing and giving new updates, I've got to hit them back. So every single time they give a new update.
That's a good point because a lot of venues are actually closing.
Right. And further than necessary also. That was what I was going to say. We've had some venues that are closed until July, period.
Yeah, they literally got one today that her date was May 2nd, and the venue called her today and said, we're closed until July 4th.
Yikes.
Oh my God.
I've had, has anybody had that Friday, July 3rd be a hot date for rebookings? We had that day completely open because of 4th of July. And now that Friday and Saturday is slammed.
Full, yeah, slammed.
I bet it would be.
This is random, Barr. It's something I thought about. You were talking about getting a bad review and whatnot.
Yeah.
If someone who has paid you in full, and you just can't afford to pay them back, a good approach to that, just be like, I've got you. I can pay you back, but just understand I'm a small business. I don't have it right now. Can we set up a payment plan?
Yep.
And then also say literally all I can afford right now is $20 a month until I know what's going on because I'm broke, zero income. That person is either going to probably going to tell you to fuck yourself. But let's say they come at you online. I've told you I could pay you. Just guilt trip. I pay you back in full. Think how much of a dick that person sounds like all of a sudden to your future customer.
Yeah.
And you technically are offering to give their money back also. I mean, like,
I think it's all a case by case thing, but to try and avoid giving money back in general, I think is really important. And I think the first step should be to go back to them. And if they've paid in full, say, explain the whole small business thing and et cetera, and offer them a credit first for that full amount. Even if that means you're doing a kid's birthday party and then, a 40th birthday party or whatever, 5 years from now, or whatever, but at least that money, you're not
That's a good
come
idea.
up with that money now. Just offer them a credit. Say, look, you have $2,000 with me in my bank account that you could spend with me on whatever.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a postponement, even if it's 20 years in the future, is always going to be
always better.
Ideal. I just meant like as an absolute last case scenario, this guy's like, give me money right this second. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, let me finesse this payment plan.
That's what I love about Eric. He's so honest, man. He's so
straight
honest.
out.
Jesus.
I mean,
No hold back.
The thing is, like, if they're not willing to bend for you, why would we bend for them?
Yeah.
We're in, this is the end of the world, not literally, but you know what I'm saying.
For the event community, it is.
We've got to work together here. Yeah. And if you're gonna do that to me, then I'm gonna do my conniving shit on my end. Like, it is what it is.
And to Eric's point, I talked with my CPA on Monday because we've got some pretty big ticket items that people may or may not want their money back. And he said, look, first things first, we don't know where this is going to go. So you need to hold on to as much cash as humanly possible. So he said, when communicating to the people that just want to flat out cancel, you've talked them through postponement, you've talked them through having a credit, and they just want to cancel. Say, look, I can pay you, but it may be over a year from now. We may have to do this over 6 months time, just because right now the main priority in any business right now should be keeping as much cash as you can to pay your stuff that isn't going anywhere. Your rent, your insurance, all the stuff that has to be paid. You need to have that cash on hand to do that. Otherwise, you're bankrupt. And then at that point, we're all in this to try to stay in business, not go out of business.
Just a side note on that too, because I know obviously to pay rent and stuff like that, I've seen a lot of guys in the groups who are reaching out to their landlords and reaching out to this to try and defer payments. I mean, listen and think about it this way: just like we're trying to go to those brides and not give them back money,
it's the same.
Your landlords are in business too; they're trying to stay afloat too. So just keep that in mind and still pay your bills.
We can at least be thankful in our line of business. Our income is postponed versus like I feel so bad for like small restaurants and coffee shops and stuff that literally are just zero. So
there was
across the board.
Dude, I was
zero.
I was driving past a Chinese food restaurant and I was like, man, I feel so bad. They must be fucking hair. Because when you own a business, you feel for them. You're just like, fuck, man, I hope somebody's buying.
Yeah, well, somebody was just posting locally too, which I saw for local restaurants where they were pushing gift cards right now to purchase gift cards so that they have some cash coming in.
It's not the same though.
And it's not enough, but there's some money at least coming in. And I think we can kind of do the same. And that's why I was saying to push to your clients to put in a deposit now for an event a while from now, just to help you with the cash flow and stuff. I think people understand, but I think some people are skeptical too, especially with the small restaurants. Someone I was talking to brought up a good point that was like, if I buy a gift card now, are they even going to be around when this passes over?
That's a good one.
I see their side too.
Dude, I mean, I've seen a lot of big DJ companies, owners publicly posting, oh, how am I going to pay my mortgage? And I'm like over here like, wait a second.
And that's one thing that I've been kind of let down by the DJ community in whole. It's like you should have
the names,
right? You should have these expenses put back. If you're running a business, there's no reason why you shouldn't have working capital to get you through 3 to 6 months. If like now shit hits the fan, and that's just
And that's a big thing in the DJ world. Like these guys, like especially on like Facebook, and all these groups, these guys flex their numbers all day. But it's like that's what they're taking in. That's not how much they're taking home.
We were just talking about
and
this.
I'm like, dude, I don't care how much the business made. I care about how much you took home.
Yeah, I mean, these dudes are living paycheck to paycheck. I don't give a shit They are. And it's, I mean, it is what it is. Like you do, you know, that's
the world we live in.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
That's
Some
what
of
I'm
them
saying.
are gonna hate
you
me
know?
too for this, but they're doing a hobby. That's not a business.
Yeah.
If I dropped a name, you'd be like, what? Like I obviously yet again will not. But dude, some of the people, because I'm in line to do some of these DJ event planner accounts, right? I have access to some shit. And these dudes are not, you know what I mean? Like
They're not financially stable as what they're flexing on the ground.
The guys that flex their stuff are not the guys.
It's the
They're not.
flexers.
They make it's going right back out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
I mean,
so
it is what it is.
We
but-
made $10 million,
Right.
And I brought home 20 grand.
right. All right, so to kind of get away from the doom and gloom, a good buddy of mine asked the question. Tim Bobbitt says, "What do you guys think of doing live stream mixes? That seems to be the hot thing that every DJ's doing. I know, like in some cases,
I like Eric's post the best.
Well, you know, in some cases, you've got people like D Nice on Instagram getting 250,000 views. You got presidents checking in, celebrities checking in, but then again, you've also got the realistic mobile DJs that no one has ever heard of. What are you guys think about doing live stream mixes?
I think it's great. Regardless of what you guys are about to say, I think it's freaking great.
I'm glad you jumped on that because
I think it's great.
Somebody who does it.
So here's my thing. I'm a fan of like the DJ culture. I'm a fan of the culture. So I know what a good DJ is. And I wouldn't necessarily rank myself up there because I know there's a lot of, even mobile DJs, there's a lot of mobile DJs that are low-key like silent killers. Like these guys, you put them in front of turntables, they can do some like amazing shit. Like the first time I went to one of these DJ what's it called,
Expo,
like, Expo, whatever. I was walking around, there was just some goofy ass looking dudes, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh yeah, this is a Red Bull champ, this is a freestyle, and you're just like, what the fuck? You just like get freaked out. So that's the reason why I don't like going on, just because I'm straight up scared. Like I know I'm a relatively okay DJ,
yeah,
but I'm not a fucking superstar, so I just don't want to like.
You don't have to be a superstar.
You kind of do. If you go live, man, that's putting it out there.
When you go live on Barr status, you got to be good.
Oh, come on, man.
In my point of view, I say there's no way. I would post a mix 100%, but I'm not going to go live. I've told my DJs not to go live because a lot of these brides are potential clients are friends with us on Facebook. If we're out there, and I'll be the first one to admit, I've got some great guys, but my priority with them is teaching them music selection. It's not doing all the fancy stuff. So if you're going on live and doing these train wreck mixes, which I've heard a ton of, it does you absolutely no good. No good. Like even with D Nice, he's a celebrity DJ, and he didn't do anything besides play good music and talk over the track.
Exactly.
So I don't want guys on Facebook or whatever, playing 4 minutes of a 4-minute and 30-second song and train wreck mixing into a song that doesn't belong there. So that's why I've been silent on the.
And you talked about music selection too, but like a lot of the guys I've seen that go live are playing music that they like to hear and they don't normally play at parties, which is great. And most of their friends listening might, but like you said, the brides and stuff that are watching too, if they come on and they listen to you and you're not playing any of the music that they want to hear at their wedding, that's like a turn off for them.
Yep.
That's a good,
whether that's actually what you play at their wedding or not.
Yeah. So
I was about to say I've lost a lead one time because she went and watched my YouTube channel and saw the wedding where I played like a hip hop 90s 2000s set for pretty much the most of the night. And she's like, she came back at me. She's like, well, we're not looking for the club hip hop. We want more country soul. And I'm like, well, we did. And then, lost the gig.
And see, Rick, see that to that point right there, Rick, that's what I'm saying. You can't avoid it because if we do YouTube and we're playing music on YouTube and they go see that's not fair to us because we don't get to play that kind of music and stuff all the time. We have to play wedding music constantly, day in, day. I mean, Whoopin, you said it best on one of your videos. You say we got all of us DJs got like a set list that we usually have a go-to list, and we bring up this certain songs and we play them all the time. And this is just like our outlet. It's not, as long as the music's clean, I feel like you should be able to play it if you're decent.
So I recently posted a mix on my Mixcloud, and that's something that I was hesitant to do for a long time because, like what Rick said, I've had brides Google me or like look me up, and then they're like, "Fuck, like my family doesn't get down like these fucking parties that you're doing." And what they don't know is that, like, I'm just showing a fucking highlight reel. I'm trying to make the best, most entertaining videos. My weddings aren't all fucking, crazy like that, and they're not like that all night. I just post the good stuff. So sometimes they'll find me and they're like, yeah, my family's not really into what you do. So I'll lose a sale. And I posted a mix the other day from when I did my club gig, and it was a straight rip from the camera. I just posted the straight mix, and I posted a little disclaimer on there. This is a little bit different than what I do at weddings because I know that brides are going to Google you, and they're going to find out what you do.
They're going to stalk you.
Yep. And then they're going to see like, oh, I don't like what he did there. So it's okay if you go live, but I would say put a disclaimer. This is a little bit different than what we do at weddings, just so that you give them a heads up.
And the one thing about these live stream mixes, 9 times out of 10, they're with a bootleg iPhone 4 camera. It's got terrible audio. If we're all, every single DJ says they put out quality content. I'm sorry, but the shitty sound coming from your from your RCA speakers. This is not happening, bro.
Well, they're not gonna be able to post on Facebook if they do a direct feed because it'll get copyright striked within 5 minutes of recording.
You guys see that petition? The petition DJs are trying to. Oh my god! I was like, do you seriously right now?
Why don't you go work on your business?
Do like something else, like copyright issues on Facebook for real right now.
And statistically speaking, if you end up in Facebook jail, you're statistically, supposed to go back. Yo, Jay, when you go live, what are you doing as far as music? You just doing it like off the cuff, just playing whatever?
Yeah, I'm just pretty much just going down the list and just going through the BPMs. That's it.
Oh, I stay on the memes, Brandon.
Brandon, that one's amazing.
Eric is the meme god.
Titanic one. Oh my god.
Brandon, put it back up.
What's the
Titanic sinking
like all the DJs right now.
Yeah. The world is coming to an end, but DJs just want to share their mix and put their Venmo out there to get some extra cash.
Yeah, I noticed DJs are doing that.
If you're gonna do that, that's the main thing. Don't be the tacky guy that is performing for tips. Come on, bro. You're at home.
You ever get a tip, Jay?
No.
I actually saw it on Joe did his live stream in the vault today. One of the guys said he made $50 in tips in 2 hours.
Get out of here, dude.
Somebody on Instagram, they pinned their
Venmo thing.
Yeah, that thing at the bottom, and they actually got tips.
Yeah. Barr, you remember Noni from NAM?
Yes.
He made like $400 off of a live stream mix.
But they're going to what I was saying. He's a fucking silent killer. You look at this dude and you never guess that this dude is like
he looks like a dad. Just a dad.
He's just like this old looking dude. He's like super calm and metal. And then you put this dude in front of turntables and he's like, and you're like,
killer. I was not expecting that. Because you see all these people
the same. That's totally different.
Exactly.
Those mixes are wanted. They've always been wanted. There's just because we're in an epidemic, whatever the fuck it's called, doesn't mean, people want to see that shit. No one wants to see Joe Schmo on his little Newmark mixer
mixing into the wobble,
playing Hot in Here by Nelly into the cha-cha slide. Like, go away with that. That's totally different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if I could do like routines, like if I could do like super like dope stuff like that, then I would go live because I do have a large DJ following, and I just don't want to fuck up my aura, more or less. Like these guys think I'm down, but they don't know that I'm not. I'm not on that.
They don't
level.
know we suck.
Right. If I ever, and that's the thing. If I ever posted a mix, it'd be like what Scratch Bastard does. He does a 5-minute pre-recorded mix where it's not live, but it's epic versus just going live. And there's, like you said, there's silent killers out there, and the people who follow all of us in this chat, all of us have a brand of some sort that we've created, and people 9 times out of 10 have never heard us mix. So if we go on live and it's a train wreck, they automatically discredit you. It doesn't matter, if you've got a kick-ass automation software or you got 50,000 subs on YouTube, this guy's a piece of shit. He's just feeding me lies.
Yeah, dude, I worked really hard for my street cred.
Oh my god!
Hey, I just want to say shout out to the 130 people we got in the live stream right now.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, everybody? But
No, and no offense, I do come from a club background, so I've always been in that atmosphere of really good DJs. So it's not that I suck or anything like that, but I know from a DJ's perspective, I'm not at the level where I wish I was. But I'm also comparing myself to like fucking like unbelievable ass fucking guys. And again, when you go on live, you're putting it all out there. And you don't know who's watching. Where somebody who like respects you, you're just like, you know what? On second thought, I don't know about this guy.
I mean, honestly,
just label it as like some type of practice or something like that. Just say something on there that calms that particular audience down, because I mean, everybody's got to practice. I mean, we all have a point where we have to start from, or a point that we're at. If you just do a mix like you do on the gig logs, how's that any different from hitting the same audience that you hit every single time you post a video?
I don't know.
It's because it looks way more epic when you have a packed dance floor and you're like, yeah.
Bro, all you gotta
It's
do
the
is
movie
set
magic.
lights up in your living room, and
There you go.
flash.
just literally set the camera up with a bunch of strobe lights, and you're standing
Yeah.
behind the strobe lights.
Yeah, with like a fog machine and
Just
everything. It'll
heavy
be sick.
fog it out.
I don't know how epic it'll be if I have my big old gut hitting the crossfader. Like, oh.
Have you seen that thing? Have you seen over in like, I think it was in Italy, there was a DJ on a balcony. He had like just a bunch of fog going off and lasers coming out. And he just played speakers.
Wait, Brandon, weren't you on the front lawn?
I was on my porch last weekend.
Yeah,
I
did
saw
that.
you with your mask and your gloves.
that's
I
awesome. I need to do that.
That's just aesthetics, but
DJ,
yeah, I
looked good.
went live too.
It worked for you.
But I did it on the porch because I posted in a local moms group. We have a close community. I do like a haunted house thing too on the front lawn for Halloween. So a lot of them know me from that. But I posted there. I was like, is anyone going out to get some fresh air this afternoon? I might come out and spin some music while you guys walk around and be safe and stay 6 feet apart and whatever. And the response was really well. Like 150 people liked it. A bunch of people commented, were like, that's awesome. We're going for a walk and whatever. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll set it up. And I was like, just keep walking, don't get anyone in trouble. And when you get back home, tune into my live feed. So
that's interesting. Do any of you guys follow Rob Ferre?
Yeah.
He's doing like a neighborhood jam thing where he goes and sets up in the middle of the street and like everyone's out on their front lawns, and he's just doing his normal sort of a super MC stuff where he's like hands up and doing the dances and stuff.
These are still live streams we're talking about?
No, this one's not. This is like in person.
This is like in person.
In person, he's like going out with his car and set up 2 Bose S1s facing both ways down the neighborhood block and just doing his whole MC gig.
I don't think there's anything. If you have nothing else to do, I don't think there's a problem with going out and spinning, and at least practicing your craft, because these people don't care. They weren't expecting music, so it's all a plus.
And no offense to be to be that dick, but most mobile DJs aren't very good. So it's probably totally cool if you
Barr
like go
coming
live
with
just
the
because.
fire.
But
That's so true. That's so accurate.
It is accurate. Yeah,
we live in the real world.
It is very true.
Come on.
But the thing is, I worked at a lot of nightclubs, so I have a lot of club DJs that follow me, and those guys are a little bit better than club DJs. And I know everybody's like, oh, don't compare club DJs and mobile DJs. But the fact is, when it comes to like just straight like fundamental, the basics of mixing, a mobile DJ usually is not on the level of a club DJ. No. And now I will say there are some mobile DJs that are like freaking like silent killers, like straight up like Red Bull champs, like Icon from like South Carolina or whatever.
Yeah.
Like those guys are dope, but those are few and far between. Most mobile DJs can't do all that. But the thing is, I do have guys of that nature that follow me, and I don't want them to see that shit.
So we're talking a lot about what we're not doing. Someone's just asking, what are we doing in our downtime to polish our business so we're ready when the economy starts up? Like, what's everyone doing individually? Whoever wants to start off, like, what are you focusing on right now?
I've gone through all my email drips, making sure the verbiage, like we said earlier, applies to the situation because I don't want to seem cold-hearted. It is completely for profit, honestly, because I am cold-hearted. It is what it is, but I'm doing it to increase sales.
Hey, that's
Stone cold.
money
Stone-
first. That's the thing. Money first.
I'm trying to pay my bills still.
Yep.
Everything just stopped. So I gotta pull something out, and people, like I said, the down payment thing, like I mentioned earlier, that goes a long way with someone. I'm like, we lowered our down payment. We didn't even actually lower it. It's bullshit. That's kind of funny in itself. But just to say we lowered our down payment and now it's whatever it is.
Mind game.
And, you can pay the rest on your own terms, pay it a year from now. As long as it's before the date, we're good. It's literally our exact payment terms as before. But the way I'm wording it now, it sounds like we're like, oh, wait, a big pat on the back for you. Like, what, and people are like, wow, that's really good of you.
True
Whoop.
businessman. Rick, what about you? What are you doing?
I have a lot of gear related stuff that I actually got to tidy up that I didn't get done yet that I've been slacking on.
And you've got a
other
day
than-
job, so you haven't had as much time as other people.
Yeah, as most people know, I have a day job, and that day job just finally kind of turned down 3 days ago. But on top of that, also I totaled my truck, so I've been searching for a truck, dealing with car dealers and all that bull crap for the last 5 days. So I finally got my new truck, got all that situated. So mostly right now, honestly, other than the gear portion, filming videos for YouTube, and I'm actually spending a lot of time working on my truck. Honestly, just putting all my mods and stuff I had on my last one on this one. The business is kind of already where it's at. I've already taken care of handling all of mine for the most part right now, and it's just taking it day by day. I got more time than what I'm used to normally, so yeah, that's what I'm up to.
Brandon?
Who's next?
Yeah, so I've been spending a lot of time, and I put out a video the other day talking about it too, because I think it's important to still have fun and play some games and spend time with family and whatever. But I think it's important to spend time on the business just as much, if not more, and especially like even if you don't do it during the week or whatever, which I think you should put as much time into it as possible. But like this Saturday, if you were going to be out at a wedding anyway for 8 hours, take 4 or 6 of it and at least spend it on your business, whether that's working on music or whatever. So I'm redoing all my crates. I just started a podcast the other day. Barr was on the first episode. And that's just another way to get content out there as well. And then I've been working on a lot of stuff for the back end of the website and SEO and everything like that to kind of get it, up and running.
Nice. J-Book?
I am kind of getting stuff together with lights and stuff like that. And I was just reprogramming the Airstream and probably setting up some different light shows, just try to get in a little bit deeper with that. I'm also about to go through all my equipment and do a fire sale and get rid of a lot of equipment that I do not use. And that's another stream of income if I can get people to actually buy it. Also, just making sure all my verbiage and everything is correct and stuff, and just tightening up stuff like that I haven't done, some loose ends. Sending out emails, making sure these broads and these companies and stuff are still good. I've been in really good communication with everybody, so I haven't had any problems and stuff there. And putting out content, trying to get some of these numbers up and stuff on content. So, just things like that. That's really all I've been doing.
Barr?
So actually, I saw Brandon's video, and that it kind of made me feel bad because I was playing video games as I was watching. So I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. As a game that came out for the Switch. So I've been loving my Animal Crossing. I've been putting in crazy amount of hours on that game. But I will say though, a lot of people don't know that YouTube is a big source of income for me. It is my job. So I do depend on YouTube. It's actually what pays my rent. So I've been going hard on YouTube lately. I've been uploading 3 times a week as opposed to once a week. So I've been trying to kind of close that income gap because the YouTube AdSense is down. Brandon was saying that Google ads are kind of cheaper now, which is also translating to the people who push those ads, which are content creators. So right now the ads on YouTube are super low. So we're noticing about like a 30% drop in income as far as YouTube income goes. So I've been trying to, match my regular income by uploading 3 videos a week. And it kind of sucks because I'm working, 3 times as hard for the same amount of money that I was before. But it's still awesome that I get to do that as my job. So I can work right from home. I can make videos every day, upload them. And I've been doing a lot of that. As far as the business goes, it's kind of tied to my YouTube channel because my YouTube channel is DJ related. But I've been working on curating content so that I can share later on. Right now, I've kind of taken a step back from Instagram just because any of my brides that do follow me, I don't want them to feel like, oh, this fucking guy doesn't give a shit. He's just trying to book more weddings. So I'm trying to show a bit of like a somber tone. So I've been trying to kind of take a step back from Instagram and showing like crazy weddings or anything like that, just so that, because I'm sure brides are fucking upset, if you had your date set on, your heart set on one day and now it's like gone, you're just like, fuck, I got to redo all this. It's like some of these guys are straight up probably crying right now. So disheartening for them. So I'm trying to show a somber tone. So I'm dialing back on as far as my Facebook, Instagram, just because if any of those brides are following me, I don't want them to be like, this fucking guy, he's supposed to be my DJ. He's over here like, book me. So I took a step back on that, but YouTube, I've been pushing that hard. And then once we start, once it starts clearing up a little bit, I'm just going to just start going for a full blown push with all the content that I'm curating.
Nice.
And obviously equipment maintenance and all that stuff, which, perfect time to do that.
Yeah.
That's never ending.
Never ending. And with me, I've just been kind of trying to get stuff organized in the shop. We had a lot of stuff that got canceled with the event stuff. So, I'm trying to get the stuff done that I said I would get done over the wintertime, and that never happened. So really, I've got Automate Your DJ Event Planner. I keep plugging it because the shit, it works. And like Eric, I'll be the first one to say,
shit.
right.
I didn't say anything.
I'll be the first one to say.
This is sponsored by.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I like off the rip. I'll be the first one to say I didn't know Eric until like a few weeks ago, and I just thought he was the meme king and just kind of told it like it was. But like meeting him in Vegas, super nice guy, and it doesn't hurt that his fucking product is fantastic. And for people that aren't like super computer people or with DJ Event Planner, love it or hate it, it's either really simple for people or way over the top. And I was kind of right there in the middle. So I've got my email drip campaign set up. It kind of runs itself. Been doing a lot of stuff in the warehouse. I got a baby coming, so me and my wife been getting a nursery ready. So I'm taking this time to just keep afloat and see what happens in the next few months. I can't really.
Yeah. Honestly speaking, Eric's product is really good.
It's fantastic.
And Eric is actually a really good contact to have because like anytime I have a question about EP, it's
boom.
Like, fuck, let me go bother Eric, kind of thing. So he's helped me out when we were in Vegas last year for Mobile Beat. He hooked my shit up, So that's awesome. Check out Eric's product. By the way, he's not paying us.
All right, so I don't
give
know.
Me money, guys.
Right. we're trying to stay in business here. I don't know how long we're gonna go on, just because, like I said, I got a wife and kids, so we might have to hop off here in a little bit. But we're gonna answer some of these questions before we get out of here.
What you got?
Let's see here. Does anybody here produce their own remixes or mashups?
I actually used to work for a remix company called Ultimix. My dad actually started it back in the day.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I got my foot in the door in the first place, is making remixes.
Anybody else?
I used to make remixes under DJ Barr Edit on SoundCloud, and some people actually still have my edits. They sometimes tag me, and I'm like, oh no, don't use my old edits. They're really bad. But no, I don't do that anymore. I know how to, but I don't do it.
Yeah, I make custom first dances now.
There you go. Yeah. I do a lot of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably get paid just the same to do a little splice too.
Right.
Like,
yeah. So exciting. I remove choruses and verses all the time.
Right. For $50.
Yeah.
I know several of us were going to Mobile Beat. I know me and Rick were out there, and Eric were out there for the Disc Jockey News conference. Is there any conferences you guys are looking forward to coming up this year, or are conferences, learning, education, that type of stuff? Is it kind of off the table until things normalize out?
I think it's kind of off the table until we know more, I guess.
So, as of now, I'm supposed to be speaking at Marquee in July. So I'm looking to go to that, but
What's the dates on that, Bar?
that's in. I have no idea.
It's in July.
I just got a
July.
call. I think it's July 15th. It's in Chicago, so I'm supposed to be speaking there. Hopefully, everything's still good to go. That's in July.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah, that should be fine. I'm in talks with Expo about speaking at Expo, and then I'm speaking at Mobile Beat next year too. So,
Ooh.
Nice.
Dude, I don't really like speaking. I get asked to speak, but I don't really like it. Do you guys like doing that?
I actually liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Personally.
No
Yeah.
one lets me speak.
Yeah, no one like.
No one trusts me to speak. So
I wouldn't trust you. No, don't think.
It's amazing we trusted him to be on tonight.
Brandon,
I got
you
my finger on the mute key.
Brandon, you doing any conferences or anything this year?
Well, I'll be at DJ Expo again, and then I'll be speaking at the DJ and TV one next year.
Cool.
nice.
And then I'm gonna try and get to NAM this year too.
Nice.
Yeah, by the way, anybody watching, NAM is just hands down the best.
Really?
Yeah.
It just doesn't come nowhere close to all the other ones. Like every mobile DJ says, like, oh, it's Mobile Beat, that's the best one. But man, I just always have a better time at NAM. I feel like it's because it's invite only. It's a little bit more. It's like real DJs are there more or less.
Right.
Yeah.
I plan on going to DJ Expo. I got my plane ticket booked, so gonna come kick it out in Jersey for a little bit. And I'm not doing anything else. I'm not a DJ collective type guy. I'm not a think tank type guy. But
I'll
yeah,
probably be at the DJ Collective.
at the
this
collective.
year.
Yeah.
Has anybody
Probably.
attended the collective before?
DJ Collective looks dope, dude. Everybody talks about that. I want to go, but I
It
don't want to
looks-
pay for it.
It's
And the-
super expensive.
Right, and the
It's
the
super
thing is,
expensive.
I think a lot of and this is just, whoever sees this in the future, this is my honest opinion. I think a lot of the guys that go to the collective with a handful that are actually going out there for the content. I think a lot of the guys who are just getting started out, they spend their money because they want to go out there and they want to hang out and become buddies with the people that know and do the big stuff. Right. Well, at the end of the day, going to a conference it's not gonna make you any better if you don't take it home and apply the work. Every market's different. What works in Jersey or California doesn't necessarily work here. So I think if any conference you go to, you've got to go first with the mindset of I'm gonna go to learn something to improve my business. Not I'm going out there to hang out with other DJs. Not that I'm going out there to become best friends with the show promoters, all that stuff. You got to go out there thinking money first, and I think a lot of people don't do that, which is the problem.
I agree. It's the All-Star show.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Questions.
Isn't Eric the guy that with 320 plus gigs? Question mark.
That's me.
Yeah. And, Eric, how old is your
Yeah.
company, Eric?
We're in the third year.
Which is crazy. It's crazy.
Automate your DJ.
We'll
and-
pass 500.
and here's the thing. After like speaking with Eric one-on-one, it's like this isn't a hobby. This is all about profit first. And that's when Coca-Cola's not worried about how many people are drinking the Cokes. They're worried about how much money's in the bank. And when you apply that to any business, there's no reason why it can't grow.
Yeah, I mean, we all are terrible DJs.
Come on,
Straight
man.
up.
Actually,
It's fine.
that
We're
mix,
we're good enough. Whatever.
that mix you put on Facebook was good.
I'm a good DJ. I am good. I don't DJ. I've been DJing for a very long time and very obsessively. I'm talking about the dudes that actually do the gigs, because I don't shit. Now I do the gigs because I added myself back in the rotation. But ignoring that, whatever. I literally teach them how to DJ. It takes 3 hours, and then you're good.
So if anyone
I teach them how to mix in 3 hours.
if anybody's
I'm not
looking to
even-
become a
I'm
DJ,
not
that's
even
that's the next website. Is
That's
how to
not
become a
even
DJ.
sarcastic.
Dude, let's film that and sell it.
Now, Eric,
I've got it down to it's a mathematic equation plus a sync button, and it works every
It's a
single
mathematic
time.
equation.
now,
It's like-
Eric, when you're teaching these guys how to DJ, are they like interested in learning the craft, or is it just a job for them?
Some it's just a job. I don't really care. It's the more they do it, the more they like it for
Yeah.
sure. But at first, it's a job, and they, it's
Okay.
That's a variable answer.
Gotcha.
Honestly.
Next question. What's the percentage of deposit does everybody take for shows? I don't know how important of a question that is, but talking about business stuff, how do you set up your deposits and balance due? I know for me personally, I do a 20. Well, that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a $20 or not $20.
$20. Got
$20. Let's go.
For me, it's a 20% deposit. 20% deposit with the remaining balance due 20 days prior to your event.
Imagine some of your clients watching this and then asking for their money back. It's like,
No,
$20, dude.
right? No,
Honestly, that's how we started out doing our photo booth competitors. Is a low deposit. We only do $50 down. We've never had a cancellation on a photo booth, not one. And we had 20 photo booths the first year. This year we'll have 200 photo booths.
Ooh,
The second
Lord.
year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. When it comes to retainers or deposits, it's honestly low commitment just to get them in the door. Because 50%, like mostly everybody's like, oh, 50%, but that's
Mojo.
Depending on where your numbers are at, that's
He's
very
in
very
LA.
high commitment.
right.
Yeah, super high
Mojo.
commitment. We do a flat rate of $200.
There you go.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
300.
Wait, Eric, no matter what the price is, flat rate of 200?
Yep.
Flat rate
Wow.
300.
Damn.
Brandon,
Jesus.
what about you, Brandon?
We did 30% for a while, and this year I switched it to 20.
Gotcha.
Dropped it down a little bit, and then we do full balance paid 7 days prior.
Okay.
Whenever I'm talking to a client, they just can't do percentages. Like I don't do percentage discounts. They just don't. It takes them too long to do the math. So if you just lay it out in flat numbers, it makes more sense to them. At least when I've been doing it, like I tell them, like if you hit 2,000, you're getting a $200 discount or something like that. Like
So I
there's no
usually
per-
round
I do
down
the
a little bit,
percentages.
but my CRM does all the percentages for them, so I could set up like a payment plan in there. So
Okay.
it shows
Right.
deposit due X amount, and I can put whatever percentage I want. So I say 20%, but if it comes down to $286, I round it down to like 275. I at least make it a even number in their favor.
Nice.
Yeah.
J Book, what you doing?
I do 20% and 10 days.
Gotcha. Okay. What piece of gear? I think that's kind of off the table for a lot of us, but what piece of gear are you excited about in 2020?
I'm excited about Denim Prime Go. I just got one sent, and that thing is awesome. It's a battery powered controller, so that's pretty fucking dope.
Review coming
Um,
soon on the channel.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, how you guys feel about the DJ vendors, the DJ supply companies? Do you think those guys are stressing? Because I feel like they're still pushing sales. They're like, hey, come buy this. But at this time, I kind of want to tell DJs, don't buy shit right now.
Everyone's hurting.
Yeah,
It's a full
everybody.
circle of hurt.
Everybody's got to be hurt.
And that's
Right.
like
I mean-
back to what Jay Book was saying. You know, he's going to have a fire sale on his equipment. The problem with that is the people that are buying the equipment are broke right now. So it's
Oh, dude, not to cut you off, but it was you. I was watching your live stream. You were with John Young, and you were like, "No, DJs, don't spend your money." And then
Oh,
John
yeah,
Young cuts
yeah.
to, "We'd like to thank today's sponsor, NL Effects."
Well, here's the thing, and John knows. John knows. I run my business like a business. So right now, when cash is, it's not necessarily strapped, but cash is not coming in. I'm not looking at buying a piece of DJ furniture or a pair of Evolve 30s. No. And
Dude, but that was so fucking funny though, because you just went with it and you were like, that's right. If you have the money, buy it.
if you got, here's the thing: if your business is set up to where it's not going to hurt you, by all means, do whatever you want to. But at the same time, we don't know how long this is going to be around for, so you need to hold on to that shit if you can.
I know. I'm over here helping my DJs file for unemployment. Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to buy new gear right now. Expanding, no. You know,
That slip up's almost as good as Barr will remember when we were on together and I was trashing promo only, and you just put in the chat, isn't promo only one of our sponsors for the chat?
Dude, and you were in the middle of your rant, and you just
I was just ran, and I just cut it off.
I love promo only. Those guys hook me up. They take care.
No, but John's was fucking hilarious. He's like, DJs, keep
I gotta go back and watch that.
Keep that cash on hand. And then John was like, well, hold on, don't forget NLFX Pro.
I mean, if you got it, do you? At the end of the day, and all this stuff, it's like you can tell somebody to do something, but unless they are focused on not doing it, they're still gonna do it. It doesn't make any sense. It's just like DJs that go to these conferences. They want to be the Jason Jani. They want to be the Joe Bunn. No disrespect meant to either one of them because they're kings of their empire. But at the same time, you're not going to be Jason Jani or Joe Bunn unless you put in a shitload of work. And a lot of DJs at the end of the day are lazy and they don't want to work. So take it for what it is.
Title DJs.
Let's see here.
Put up before a while ago. I think we skipped over it, but I was curious to hear what you guys thought too. In terms of the DJ market and stuff, do you guys see the market going up in terms of people spending more on events after this or less?
I'm not going to say more or less. I am going to say until this thing kind of flatlines out, everybody's hanging on to their cash. It makes sense.
100%. I think after, and I was on with somebody earlier recording for a podcast and we both kind of agreed. I think it's going to go up, and I think people are going to maybe not spend more on a party, but I think people are going to want to party more, especially after this. You know, I think people are going to want to be like, we made it through the end of the world. Let's fucking throw a party.
I think it's going to come down to what the government does here in terms of the people that are unemployed, how they get paid and stuff like that. If they pay them a little more money or whatnot.
People blow their money on entertainment. That's the one thing. Even if no one has any money, if you look at like following right after the Great Depression, and I hate to compare that to what's happening, but
it's pretty close.
It could potentially be the move. People partied like fucking rock stars after the Great Depression, and I'm pretty sure that's where we're headed.
Very
cool. I think that I think what we might see all this postponements because they have a little bit more money now. It's more time, I should say, to get more money. They might say, like, you know what, maybe we can now afford that photo booth since we have an extra 6 months to make up that money. And some of these people who were paid up in full, they're like, all right, we got time to kind of chill since, you know, our date is covered. We're moving the date. So let's go ahead and add that photo booth, and let's go ahead and add that uplighting that we were kind of looking at. So I think we will see like some of those people who were postponing adding more stuff. However, everybody, you know, July forward is just going to be, you know, business as usual.
Yeah.
I can also see with this being like a pandemic, it's kind of like a life scare, like putting people's life into reality that life is short. So I can see that also including being that motivating factor for them to want to party more, spend more, live life to the fullest, that sort of thing while they can, because this could easily turn and be a different virus that affects all the young people versus the old. So.
Right. And I've seen a lot of posts about, you know, people like, oh, what happens when this is over and everyone is undercutting each other? And what they're trying to say is, you know, when people drive the price down, like the average price, not necessarily undercutting, but trying to get work kind of thing. But the thing, if that were to happen, you know, if you're still going to get more events, and the amount you're making is going to be relative to how much they just drove the price down. So, you know, all of a sudden, you may only, let's say you make $1 versus $2 for the gig. Well, your $1 is then worth more, kind of thing, if that were to happen. So it's really not a fear, you know, it's just the economy is going down a little bit.
That's like the big topic on like all those social media forums, like the pricing, but you know, everybody's still gonna get the same thing.
Right.
It's not gonna affect you at all.
Right.
You know, if you were a $200 DJ, you're gonna remain a $200 DJ. If you were a $5,000 DJ, you're gonna remain a $5,000. Nothing's gonna fucking change.
At the end of the day,
your pricing point will remain relative to where you've been.
No matter what happens, the poor are still gonna be poor, the rich are gonna be rich, and you're still gonna be charging the same amount as you were 6 months ago.
I agree.
Unless we're all wrong, by the way.
Unless we all die.
Because that is also an option.
That is also an option. It's nobody knows. That's what's so scary about this thing. It's a great unknown. Nobody has an idea of what's going to happen.
No, not at all. Has anybody watched the Bill Gates TED Talk on how he predicted this to happen? Ooh. How the government would be prepared for something like this because they spend way too much money on their military budget. And he said the next thing that's going to hit is a pandemic, and the government's not going to be prepared for it.
Damn it, Bill.
And it actually turns out that the CDC is like 10% of what they spend compared to the military budget.
That was like a thing, right? When Trump was like, "Oh, let's cut down that department of pandemics. We don't need that. We haven't had one of those in years."
That was one of the things he kept like,
why the fuck did you have to? It's like that's the thing that you don't. It's like insurance. Whenever you don't have insurance, it's like that's when you get fucked. But when you have insurance,
nothing happens.
I can tell you right now, after my recent experience, make sure you have insurance. It paid off so much to have insurance.
I agree 100%. Last question. When are we doing this again? What do you guys think? You want to try to do this once a month? More than that? What's up?
Well, right now we can run it just about any night.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we can.
I don't really have shit going on right now.
Like I'm going to have a gig on Saturday.
All right. Well, that question is TBD, but we'll all get together.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Jay, you're still gigging this Saturday?
No. I said it's not like I'm going to have a gig on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying everybody stay home, please. I want to get back to work.
Yeah,
please stay home
and wash your damn hands.
And watch our live stream.
Yeah. Well, you won't catch me DJing on the live stream.
And our YouTube channels.
There we go.
Go watch Jay Book's live streams.
He'll be mixing it up.
Yeah. Stay home.
All right. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna let everybody just say where you can find them at if they want to be found. Brandon, where can everybody reach you at?
You can add me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram at Brandon Havrilla. It's all just my name. Same thing on YouTube. Everything's the same.
And your company name is Redmax?
Redmax Events. Yeah, on Instagram it's at Redmax_events.
Dope. Jay Book, what about you?
At JBook, DJ JBook 11 on Instagram, and YouTube is DJ JBook, and Facebook is just JBook. So anytime you type in JBook, I should come up anyway.
Perfect. Ricky.
At DJ Rick Webb.
Across all platforms.
Across all platforms.
Then
finally made that switch.
It's about time.
Hey, just a side plug. If you notice by our setup, we're actually in the process of starting a podcast, so coming soon.
There you go. Brandon, you've also started the podcast. What's the name of your podcast, Brandon?
We did. My podcast is actually a little better than Rick's, but
it probably is.
Whoa.
On that note, we'll see you guys later.
I was going to invite Rick to be on an episode, but no, he did just start a podcast. Actually, Barr was on the first episode the other day, so that just went live on Spotify.
So they can find it on Spotify. What's the name
Correct,
of it?
And that's RE and Friends. Our name's Redmax Events, so it's the RE logo and Friends.
Perfect. Rick Webb, what's the name of your podcast? Y'all got a name yet, or?
We're still in the process.
Working on that.
We're working on that.
Now
we literally just got these today.
Is it going to be y'all two every time, or are you going to be inviting new people, or?
It'll be us two, and then if we invite people,
we got like a 4 mic. We have a 4 mic setup, so we can throw in 2 more people in here.
And Brandon, yours is going to be somebody different every time. Is that the plan?
Correct. Yeah, different people every time, and it's all over the web. So no one's physically meeting with me. It's all online.
We're gonna have Barr, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah, Barr's coming on next.
Yeah, first episode.
Nice.
Yeah, first episut.
All right, Eric. Where can everybody find you and your product?
Facebook, Eric Massengale, Eric with a K. AutomateYourDJEP.com is my product. If you're a DJ event planner user, people consider it a must-have.
I would be one of those people. DJ Barr, what's going on?
So you can find me at DJ Barr on YouTube. Go look at my videos. I've been uploading a lot. Instagram, DJ Barr, Facebook, DJ Barr. Just look me up. I should pop up. And I'd also would like to take this opportunity to announce my podcast.
Hey, everybody's starting a podcast. I need to start a podcast. My gosh.
Dude, I guess.
Yeah, let me be on your podcast.
Right. My goodness.
Why we all
Barr is going
let's
to
just
be
stop
on his
competing.
first.
I was gonna say Barr's gonna be his first guest.
Right.
No, and yes, I will be. I'll be interviewing myself. No, I'm just kidding. No podcast, but yeah, check me out. Instagram DJ Barr. Instagram is where it's at. Find me there, or in YouTube DJ Barr.
Cool.
Facebook, I don't use that much.
Awesome. And my name is DJ Woopig. You can find me across all platforms as DJ Woopig. I don't know when we're going to do this live stream again, but it's been fun, guys. It's been fun. I think everybody learned something, had a good time, good conversation. So until next time, I don't know when the next time will be, but it'll be sooner than later. It's not like we got gigs this weekend. So if you need something, everybody has their channel names and stuff out there. You can find us on the internet. We might host this on somebody else's channel next time, just so they can reap the benefits from it. And that's it, guys. So
when's your podcast coming out?
I don't have a podcast. No podcast for me. But I will tell
Barr's
you
like,
this.
I didn't get the invite yet.
I've actually been.
I don't have you on my calendar for yours.
Right. So I actually just started I have a little bit of a anger and anxiety issue. So my outlet is now cussing out 8-year-olds on Call of Duty. So I did start a gaming channel. If you want to come watch me cuss out some 10-year-olds, it's
Just check out Stay at Home Hub.
Stay at Home Hub. There we go.
Dude, get Animal Crossing. It's the best. You'll love it.
Dude, I've been all about Pokemon Shield.
Man,
20 hours.
Everybody's in here gaming,
dude.
Oh hell yeah! I have my Pokemon, but I didn't clock that many hours into my Shield.
I was on Fortnite kicking some ass last night. So
Brandon, what you playing these days?
Call of Duty.
Hey,
and little GTA too.
There we go.
Nice.
Gamer tag in the comments.
I'm still playing God of War. Come on, guys. I don't have any.
And on that note,
these are all good.
Yeah. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody hopping on. We'll do it again soon. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Later.
See you later.
Peace.